All right, welcome back to another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up some of the bad guys. With me today is Chief Meter from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office.
Hey Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well. The Sheriff is still busy today. We're a week past the primary election, but he's still working on provisional ballots, is that right?
He is. He's with the judge right now.
All right, so the Sheriff's Office, you have a big role with the elections.
There's a lot behind the scenes that people don't know about it, and if you've ever worked an election or just even in the polling precinct, there's a lot going on, and I'm sure Judge Martin would be happy if she had some volunteers that want to help out on those precincts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a lot to it, and we do appreciate you, and I think everybody at the Sheriff's Office pretty much was busy with it last Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I think we finally got out of the office maybe about 11 o'clock that night, maybe.
Well, thank you for your work, and thank you guys for all of your work helping us find some of the bad guys. Chief, we had 9 more arrests this week.
Yes, we did. That's awesome. We had a total of 4,547 total arrests, thanks to you viewers.
Mm-hmm. So we're closing in on that 5,000 number. We're going to get there.
Yes, we are.
And it's going to be nice. But every time that we add another name and face up there on the caught list, through the help of our viewers, that's justice being served. It's also tax dollars being saved, because you're not out there driving all over town, burning up gas and using hours to find somebody because somebody has given us that information.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So that helps out a lot. We appreciate all of your help, and we will have the first half of this week's lineup when we come back here in just a moment on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hilton with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Beginning in March, the Census Bureau will begin to mail out invitations for you to participate in the 2020 census. You can respond online, by mail, or by phone. In May, census takers will start visiting homes that haven't responded to make sure everyone is counted. If you are not home, the census taker will come back up to 6 times. Each time, they will leave a door hanger with a phone number for you to call and schedule a visit. Census takers must show you a photo ID. If you ask, they will give you a supervisor's contact information. It is also possible they might call you by phone, but not by text messaging. The census takers may ask many questions about your household, but they will never ask for your Social Security number, a bank account number, or credit card number. Nor will they ask for money or donations or anything on the behalf of a political party. The 2020 census will not ask for citizenship status. You can find more information about the 2020 census on the Federal Trade Commission's website, ftc.gov, or call the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, 256-236-6600.
All right, let's take a look at this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you can help us find any of these individuals, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. Wendy Serrano of Piedmont is up first, wanted on a failure to appear warrant for possession of a controlled substance. Ashland DeVoe of Anniston is wanted on a failure to appear warrant for possession of a controlled substance. Trevor Sanders of Weaver wanted on bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Ricky Parker of Weaver wanted on a probation revocation for fraudulent use of a credit card. Jason Maxwell of Weaver wanted for child support. And Jessica Horton of Hansville wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. That's the first half of this week's lineup. If you have any information, call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, we'll have the second half of this week's lineup coming up in just a little bit, but right now, Chief Meter, we want to talk about the other side of the Sheriff's Office, because we see the deputies out patrolling.
Right, we have 2 different divisions. We have the Enforcement Division, which are the deputies, and then we also have the Correction Division, which is the jail.
Yeah, most of us, some of us do, most of us don't see the corrections officers as much. We've got a couple of lieutenants here, Lieutenant James and Lieutenant Shekels. We appreciate you, LaTanya and Jordan, for being here with us on the show today. I imagine you're happy to get out of the jail occasionally, aren't you?
Occasionally. I mean,
Are you happy today?
excited.
Which is worse, being stuck in jail or being stuck in front of a television camera?
I'd take the jail.
I haven't decided yet. So.
let's find out a little bit about what happens at the jail, what it's like. And for our viewers, I know that we have people watching that have loved ones that are in jail at the Calhoun County Jail, and they may have some questions about how they can interact, what they can and can't do while their loved one is there. So tell us a little bit about what people should expect and what they can do.
Okay, well, if you want to visit, there's 2 ways in which you can do that. The first would be remote visit, and that would be you being at home, not even having to come to the jail, and you can do that by computer. You would just set up your account. I think it's at gettingout.com. You set up an account there and pretty much visit through computer. Through the computer.
I didn't realize it was that easy for people. Of course, I'm sure you can't just do it anytime you want to, right? There are some limitations to that, or how does it work?
You would set up a schedule. There's scheduled times, and they would, when you go to do that, they'll let you know the times that you can schedule your visit.
And is there a cost to that?
I think there is a cost.
But all of that is explained?
Yes,
on
it's all explained, logging into the account. I think there's 1 free visit you get a week. So you get that visit 1 time a week free, and then the others, if you would want more, you can pay.
So, we've got actually 2 facilities now for the Calhoun County Jail. How's that working?
It's working really well. It helped the females. They have a lot more space with us having the city jail. They're not as, when they were at the county, we were overcrowded and they didn't have as much space. So it's been nice having them over there in the males at the main jail.
And unfortunately, we had an increase in female population, which resulted to us using the Anniston jail to house all of our female inmates. So on average, there were about 100 females inmates per day?
100 to 120.
And I guess we want to get into all the potential reasons for why that would happen today, but that's certainly unfortunate. We want those numbers to be lower.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, the sheriff's office doesn't choose how many people it's housing. The sheriff's office is in charge of enforcing the law and doing what the courts say needs to happen.
Right. And unfortunately, we can't lock the doors and say, you know, we're full. You know, if someone's arrested, we have to accommodate that person.
Regardless of circumstances, which right now we're looking at things like coronavirus. What's it like at the Calhoun County Jail right now when we're bringing people in? I know that you're always trying to take care of the health situation, aren't you?
Right. There is a health screening, and we ask certain questions, and if there's a flag there, then you would need to see medical immediately, and they would assess you and then notify admin, and we would go from there as to what we would need to do. But around the winter time, we're always prepping for the flu season, so we have, of course, you break out the bleach and hand sanitizer and sanitizing wipes and go through the jail trying to sanitize as much as possible. So we were ahead of the ball game because that's typically what we do anyway.
Yeah, most of the things that we're being asked to do are things that they should do anyway. And
Right.
a lot of people don't necessarily do those things, even though they know they should, but in the jail situation, you're making sure that they do.
Right. And then also, too, we have and had medical there for, 16 hours a day? We have
16
medical
hours a day.
Staff on hand on site there at the jail.
All right, so it's not an experience that any of us want to have. None of us are saying, oh, I hope I get to go and spend some time at the Calhoun County Jail.
No.
But it does happen to quite a few people. And there are things that we should probably know before we make that step. So I guess we need to take a quick break before we get into that. We'll talk about some things that people can do to prepare themselves for making that visit, probably mentally as well as otherwise, and other things that you can tell us about life inside the Calhoun County Jail. We're not looking at an expose kind of thing here. That's not what we're about, but just for people to understand what life is like and how life can be better than some people might be afraid that it would be. All right, we'll be back in just a few moments with more here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, here we go with the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Tammy Varden of Lincoln is wanted on bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance. Tamika Bryant of Fairfield wanted on bond revocation for theft of property, 3rd degree. Amy Lakey of Munford wanted on a failure to appear warrant for obstruction of justice using a false ID. Clifton Smith of Atlanta wanted on a probation violation for possession of a forged instrument. Jonathan Pardon of Talladega wanted on a failure to appear warrant for theft of property, 4th degree. Austin Jones of Atala wanted on a failure to appear warrant for receiving stolen property, 1st degree, and theft of property, 1st degree. Stephon Hunter of Lincoln is wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. Can you help us find any of these individuals? If so, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, we are back. Coming up in just a minute, we will have our Crime Stopper segment of the show, and we will also talk about our crazy criminal of the week. Chief, you're going to love this one.
Okay, great.
This is good. But right now, we're joined by a couple of lieutenants working inside the Calhoun County Jail in the corrections side of the sheriff's office, and we don't want to go to jail, but sometimes it happens. If somebody is anticipating a stay at the Calhoun County Jail, what should they be doing to prepare themselves for that?
Well, it just depends. If you have a bond, the judge has set a bond for you, then go ahead and get with a bondsman and try to arrange for him to be there when you turn yourself in. Hopefully you'll turn yourself in. And then the process is easy. You'll come in, we'll book you in. The bondsman will ask for your bonds, we'll get them out to dispatch, and you'll be on your way. We'll book you out. But if you're going to stay, I would just tell someone to come in, try to stay to yourself as much as possible and stay out of trouble. A lot of times people tend to get themselves in trouble by getting into cliques, and then it's all downhill from there. So try to stay to yourself and do your time as easy as you possibly can.
And there's a couple of, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now, there's a couple other ways too to make bond. You can go through a bondsman,
Right.
or you can do a property bond,
Right.
or you can do, if you, depending on what the bond is, you can do the cash bond. So.
Right.
Lieutenant Shekel, should I bring something with me if I'm going to be staying at the jail? Should I pack the toothbrush and underwear, or what?
We provide all that. We provide, your mat, your blanket, and toothpaste and toothbrushes and stuff like that. If you knew you were coming to jail, you could wear, a white T-shirt, white thermals, and things like that. So you would have them. If you can't do that, then you can always buy it off the commissary. If your family can put money on your commissary account.
Do you have to have somebody? Am I able to put money into my own commissary account, or does somebody have to do that for me? Or
if you come in with money, it automatically goes on your commissary account. After you've been booked in, though, it would have to be a family member or a friend put it on there for you. So
is there a limit on that, or can people?
There's not a limit. They can put.
But there's a limit on what you can spend in reality, I guess, because it's not Target. You can't just get anything you want out of the commissary.
You have choices. Each section at the jail has a box that you can. It's pretty much like a store on a box. You just kind of scroll through, and there's options on there of what you can get. But no, it's not like Target.
What are the most popular items at the commissary?
Probably candy and cookies.
Oh yes, candy and cookies. What else? Honey buns for some strange reason. Honey buns, but candy and cookies.
What do you mean strange reason? Doesn't everybody love honey buns?
I think they're more out for the sugar part of it.
Yes, and coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee's a big hit, but if
Starbucks doesn't deliver, I don't guess.
No, they don't. Not to us anyway. But then again, if a person's indigent, they don't have money to purchase items from store call. We serve 3 meals a day, and a lot of times those are 3 hot meals a day. But some jails provide 2, but we provide 3.
And that's an important thing. You want to treat inmates like they're still humans. You want to some people look at, well, we just need to be punishing as much as
No.
possible. That's not the goal.
No.
No.
We want people when they leave to feel like they're a good human being that's valued in society.
Right.
People make mistakes. They are still human. That's somebody's family member. The punishment is in the confinement. I'm not there to punish people. The punishment is in their confinement. I'm there to treat people as decently, as humanly as I possibly can in accordance to the law. And that's what we aim to do at our facility. Like I said, that's something that at our facility we do not tolerate. So if sometimes people call in and they say, you know, a family member might have some concerns, and they're welcome to call me, Lieutenant Shuckles, Sheriff, our captain. We encourage it, because if something's going on in that facility, I need to know. And the
And
sheriff
I mean,
wants to
it
know.
is addressed, because I mean, just over the weekend we had two different complaints sent to the sheriff, and so of course followed up on them immediately, and
Exactly.
then follow up with the person making the complaint.
Right.
Well, congratulations, by the way, Lieutenant Shekels.
Thank you.
Got a recent promotion here. So that brings up another point. You're getting promoted. That's an opportunity for somebody else as well coming up, and there are needs for people to join the sheriff's office as correction officers, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So you've been happy. Obviously, you're promoted. You're doing some things well.
Yeah, just busy.
How long have you been there?
7 years.
And Lieutenant James, how about you?
Oh goodness, 18, 17 going on 18 years. I just give up count. I just show up to work.
Well, thank you for being here. Now, y'all go back to the jail. No, we will be back in just a few moments. We'll have the Crime Stopper segment of the show and our crazy criminal of the week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, let's see if you can help us solve any of these recent property crimes in Calhoun County. On February 10th, a hydraulic tilt cylinder was stolen from a tractor located at a residence on Kirksey's Bend Road in Ohatchee. On March 1st, two individuals were seen removing and concealing grocery items from a business on Big Valley Drive in Alexandria. When confronted by management, the couple quickly left the scene. On March 3rd, someone attempted to pry open a door at a residence located on Tredegar Road in Jacksonville. On March 3rd, a chainsaw was stolen from the back of a truck while stopped at a location on Highway 78 and Highway 9 in Oxford. If you have information about any of these cases or other crimes, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, so Chief, we got a crazy criminal this week of an individual that committed a robbery with an axe.
Okay.
Goes into the business with the axe and uses it to steal donuts.
Where is this going?
He left the cash register alone, didn't take any money, left his axe behind even, but walks out with donuts. They found him down the street sitting there eating donuts and enjoying himself. With it being a donut shop, of course, 3 dozen officers responded to the robbery call.
Exactly, yeah. The quick response time.
Yeah.
So everybody likes a great donut.
That would be the last place to rob. Why in the world do you go in armed with an axe if all you want is a donut or two?
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? I've seen crazy things happen.
Yeah, people do not make good decisions
No.
sometimes, and that's how a lot of them end up on this show or locked up in the jail. Make better
right.
decisions.
I try to preach that to my daughter. Bad decisions also come with bad consequences.
Yes, they do. All right, well, we appreciate you joining us for the show this week, and we hope that you'll follow us on Facebook as well. Look for the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office there, and you can see the weekly lineup there. You can see the property crimes that we need your help with on there, and lots of other information that's shared about flooding. That's been an issue
Yes, it
this year, a
has.
lot of that, and other things that pop up. You never know when there may be an alert about coronavirus or whatever. It'll be there for you on the Facebook page for the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and we appreciate you sending information to us as well, trying to keep that communication going in both directions.
Yes.
All right, and we will be back again to share some more information next week here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.